Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third Tech Espresso on behalf of XR Valley today. This is a monthly moment of gathering the XR community in Belgium, specifically for people that are involved with building XR tech. This webinar is intended to dive into new technological advancements in the XR space, and not only the new tech, but also the opportunities and challenges that come along with it. The topic of today is advanced rigging and animation for metahumans, or in other words, how to bring hyper-realistic digital characters to life. For this, we are joined today by two speakers, Ruben Kimpen and Dries van Craen from Thomas More Research, who have been working on, in my personal opinion, a very cool pilot project in which they were challenged to recreate real humans in a video game. And I'm going to let the specifics, the reveal of the specifics of that to themselves, and also the further introduction they will be doing themselves. They're going to talk about both the visual aspects of transporting humans to a virtual environment, as well as implementing AI in order to be able to interact with the digital avatars. Last but not least, I want to mention that this presentation on behalf of Thomas More is offered to you with the support of Blikopener, which is an initiative of the Vlaamse Hogescholenraad, or in English, the Flemish Council of University Colleges. If you have any questions or remarks, please drop them in the chat box that you see next to the screen, and we will address these at the end of the presentation. And I am giving the floor now to Ruben and Dries. Please enjoy the show. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am Ruben. I'm just waiting to see if everything is all right here. I cannot. I think that is okay now. I am a 3D. Is it okay? I think I am a 3D artist. Been doing this for 12 years or some, or a little bit more. I work now for Thomas More Research in the creative content section. Been doing this for 2 or 3 years. We do a lot with virtual production and also with everything XR related. Yes, we do a lot here. Today I will be presenting, and I'm just opening it right now. Just a second. Our latest proof of concept that we did with our research project Presence. It is about a girl band, a Flemish girl band named Four, that would like to have performance in a game engine, in a game Fortnite. Fortnite is really big. Most of you probably will know it. The presentation will be a bit technical. I'm guessing it will be maybe a bit too technical for some, and it couldn't be enough for others. So it will be a little bit in the middle. Yes, this is the girlband 4. We've been working on this for a while now. There are 4 girls, of course. They have a really unique clothing style, especially in the video clip. I'm saying this because later on I will get back to this. As you can see, the girl on the right in the middle, she has sleeves, but they aren't connected to anything. So that was a little bit weird for me as a 3D modeler to make this work in a game engine. But first, let me show you a little making of video of this this project, so that you are up to speed with what we are doing. Okay. Can you see me now? Yes, it's okay. So I'm guessing you can see this right now.
And it's okay.
So yeah, this was the girl band 4 that I was talking about. For those who didn't see it earlier, the unique loading style here, and I'm going to show you a little making of video that we made for this project. So yes, this was the little teaser. As you can see, we did a lot of motion capture, lip syncing. We made 3D avatars of the girls and combined all of this in Fortnite. And before we could release it in Fortnite, we of course had to make it, and it's made in an engine, Unreal Engine for Fortnite. It's basically Unreal Engine, but then for Fortnite. I will be coming back later to this because it was a really buggy process because it's really new, the UEFN editor, and it has its problems and quirks. This is an overview of the software that we used to make this entire project, and I will guide you through it in my presentation. The first thing that we did, of course, was motion capture the girls' dance performance, and we did this with MoveAI. According to their website, it is a markerless motion capture that enables studios and brands to capture high-fidelity motion data without suits or expensive hardware. This was true 1 year ago when we started testing with MoveAI. During our project with 4, too bad for us, they changed all of their pricing structure, and it used to cost for the multicam setup, I think it was 300 euros per year, and you could do 20 minutes of animation each month. And now it is 5,000 euros for 1 year for the multicam setup. There is, however, a single cam setup that you can use, but that is not as accurate as the multicam setup. Just to compare this, if you buy a Rococo suit, for example, with the gloves, you can have it for 4,500 euros, and you have that for forever, basically, until it's broke, of course. So yeah, it's not that good anymore, but anyway, there are a lot of alternatives that do the same thing as MoveAI. So is it any good? Yes, it is. As you can see here, we recorded it with 4 cameras in our studio. It is really precise, and what is especially good is the spatial movement. If the character moves around in the space, if you do this with a motion capture suit, like for example Rococo, it can float a little bit sometimes, and this one was pretty accurate. So it is good. About 70 or 80% of the tracking went really well, and of course you have to do some cleanup, arms that go through the body or something. That always happens, and especially with the weird dancing like this, when you're moving your arms everywhere, it's not really a natural movement. So basically it's very good, it worked good. The user interface, that could be better. That's something else, but too bad they changed their pricing. That's basically it. What else did we do? We had to make a 3D avatar of the girls. And how did we do this? We have a photogrammetry scanner here at Thomas More, and we used it, of course, to make a detailed 3D mesh of the girls. As you can see here, it is really detailed, but it is with high detail comes a high poly count and a really dense mesh, of course, and that can be a problem or is a problem in 3D animation, because you have to optimize your mesh and lower your poly count to have a good animation. You have to have loops around the lips and eyes and nose to have a really good facial expression. And yeah, that's basically for the entire body this way. So we had to conform this to a metahuman, and conforming a really detailed mesh to animatable mesh, you always lose some detail. But in the end, it really looked quite well like the girls do in real life. In the MetaHuman animator, you can choose a lot of different hairstyles. You have makeup that you can apply, the eye color, different eyebrows. It's really basic, good editor to make an existing person. As I pause it here, you can see there is a good resemblance between the mesh of the girl and the final MetaHuman. Why did we use MetaHumans? Because MetaHumans were new in Unreal Editor for Fortnite, and we would really like to use it a couple of months back. So that's it. Like you saw just earlier, there are different hairstyles that you can choose from the MetaHuman library, but yeah, there's only about 20 or something. So if you have specific hairstyles like some of the girls had, you had to do it yourself, and I did it in Cinema 3D as 4D. You can do it as well in Blender or something, just to make the hair more matching to the real hairstyle of the girls, and that is what you see here. You also see here that they are not wearing any clothes right now. Of course, we had to deal with that as well. And there is where MetaTailor came in. That's a really, really great app to use in combination with MetaHumans or other avatars. It has a good system of rigging your clothes, and you can basically put that rigged clothing directly onto your MetaHuman so that it works really well. You can adjust everything. You can bring in custom clothing and bind it to your character. It's basically a really, really good app to make fast clothes for a MetaHuman. You can see the result here. So the oversized jacket of the girl on the left with the weird trouser not connecting to their to their pants. And yeah, this is this weird jacket of this girl here that we put in here. So it's it worked quite well. Of course, what we also had to do is some cleanup. Like I said before, when you do motion capture, there is always some cleanup to be done. You can see here that the girl in the front is standing a little bit bent over, like she worked for hours on a field and has a sore back. We had to fix this, of course, because he doesn't look like this in real life. In Unreal and UEFN, there are great and easy ways to solve this. The best way and the easiest way to solve things like this is using an additive layer. Basically, the motion capture is compiled of thousands of keyframes, and using an additive layer, you can you don't have to change all these individual keyframes. You can just make one keyframe change, and it will keep this during the whole process of the motion. So like you see here, I'm just putting it a bit more straight up, and then she is okay. And then the next part of the video, you will see that, I don't know if you can see it very well, but the arm is totally twisted inside her body. That's one of the problems that we encountered. Also, this is really easy fixable with the additive layer and some deleting of some keyframes, like I show you here. It's just fast forward of this project, and after a while, her arm isn't bending through her body anymore, and she can dance like she could never dance before. Then last but not least, what we did is used MetaHuman Animator, and yeah, this for me, it's an absolute great tool. It's been out for more than a year now. We've been experimenting with it a lot. You use basically the LiveLink Face app for the MetaHuman to capture the depth map of the face. You can put it in Unreal Engine, and you do a little bit of tweaking, and yeah, me personally, I cannot get enough of this crazy lip sync. But on your devices right now with the streaming and everything, it wouldn't be as good, I think. But it really is quite remarkable how it is done. Even the lip roll and the tongue movement is very, very accurate. And you just have to point and click. Basically, you have to make you have to tell Unreal where the mouth is and where the nose is and everything, and then it just does all the calculating in the back, and it has this basically phenomenal um, lip sync afterwards. So I think this is a really great tool that is used. It's 80 or 90%, I think, video based, the lip movement, and for a little percentage is also it uses the audio track basically for the tongue movement and some lip roll. It uses the audio track, but it's yeah, really nice tool. You should definitely check it out. Now my remarks for Unreal Editor for Fortnite. Finally, it has great potential. It's built upon the Unreal Engine, which is a really nice game engine. I've been working in it for a while now, but the UEFN engine is still quite buggy. You have a lot of unwanted updates, uh, and yeah, that's something that you don't want if you are on a deadline. For example, we had this presentation of this project on a Thursday a few weeks ago, and on Wednesday it was suddenly updating, and everything changed. And you cannot say I don't want this update; it does it anyway. So that's really annoying. The server is also down a lot. It has a great revision control built in, so you can work with multiple team members on the same project, but it doesn't work really well because of the server being down. And yeah, it's not great yet. It also has a lot of limits in upload, but of course is understandable. You have to upload it to Fortnite. It has to be run on PS 5s and 4s and 3s. Yeah, it has to be working on every platform, so you cannot expect to have a gigabyte, multiple gigabyte upload. But having those limits is very limiting, basically, especially with the metahumans. Putting one metahuman in a project is okay. Having some facial animations it's all fine, but having four in it and dancing and singing at the same time, it gets very heavy, very fast. So it was a bit of a hassle. So basically, UEFN, great program, but it's no picnic working in it. I will just show you a little piece of the final result of this project, and then I will let my colleague Dries do the next part. So yeah, this was it. Yeah, I just thinking I forgot to explain the little concept of the game. Just do this real fast. It was intended to be in the game as a player. You could collect coins or another object. If you collected everything, the cinematic would start with the video clip and the dance performance. And later on, you could move freely in the world and watch the performance. So this was basically the video clip, but I'm guessing you already got this. If you have any questions, I think we are going to answer them later. If there are some after Dries' presentation, yeah, be sure to follow me if you want to. We will probably be doing a good comparison. It's not definite yet, but of different mocap solutions in February, I think. So yeah, this was it. I'm leaving my colleague Dries.
All right. Thank you so much. So yeah, my name is Dries. I work on most of the same projects as Ruben. I'm basically a software engineer, so my perspective is a bit different. So I want to talk about what's the next step about making these metahumans walk and talk. So for that, I invited my digital nephew. So if everything works out, I'm going to call him in right now.
We just saw how metahumans can be brought to life through animation and rigging, how they can move, dance, and perform. But what if we could have a real conversation with them? What if these digital beings could not just move, but think, understand, and respond naturally? Today, I'm going to take you beyond animation and show you how we're getting. We just saw how metahumans can be brought to life through animation perform. But what if we could have a real conversation with them? What if these digital beings could not just move, but think, understand, and respond naturally? Today, I'm going to take you beyond animation and show you how we're giving metahumans the ability to process information, form thoughts, and engage in meaningful dialogue. Imagine walking up to a digital human who can understand your questions, remember your previous conversations, and respond with appropriate emotions and expressions. This isn't science fiction, it's technology that's available right now, and I'm going to show you how it works. Let's start by looking at where these conversational avatars are making an impact. First, we're seeing virtual receptionists that provide 24/7 visitor management. Imagine walking into an office after hours and being greeted by a lifelike digital assistant who can help you check in, provide directions, or connect you with the right person. In education, these avatars are revolutionizing learning as personalized tutors. They can adapt their teaching methods to each student's pace and learning style, providing truly individualized instruction at scale. The healthcare sector is another promising area where avatar assistants can provide medical information and support to patients, helping to bridge the gap in healthcare accessibility. And in gaming, we're seeing a complete transformation of NPCs, non-player characters. These AI-powered characters can now adapt to player behavior, offer engaging dialogue, and present personalized challenges that make games more immersive than ever. To understand how these avatars work, we need to break down what I call the conversational stack. This consists of three main layers. Input. Think of this as the avatar's sensory system. It's how they perceive and understand their environment. Processing. This is essentially the avatar's brain, where all the interpretation and decision-making happens. Output. Finally, we have the expressive systems that allow the avatar to communicate through voice, facial expressions, and body language. Let's dive deeper into each of these components. The primary input system for conversational avatars is automatic speech recognition, ASR. One of the leading technologies in this space is Whisper from OpenAI, which offers some impressive capabilities. It can handle speech recognition even in noisy environments. It supports multiple languages and dialects. Most importantly, it processes everything in real time, which is crucial for natural conversation. The processing layer, or brain, consists of three key components. Large language models are the core intelligence, handling context understanding and response generation. These sophisticated AI models can maintain coherent conversations and understand nuanced human communication. Context management keeps track of the conversation history and user preferences, ensuring the avatar remembers previous interactions and maintains conversation continuity. Situational awareness allows the avatar to adapt its responses based on environmental and social cues, making interactions more natural and appropriate to the situation. The output layer is where things get really interesting. We have three main systems working together: voice generation, facial expressions, lip sync, and gesture synchronization. Voice generation technologies like ElevenLabs can create incredibly natural speech with emotional resonance. They can express everything from warmth and empathy to authority and command, and support multiple languages. For facial expressions and lip sync, we have several options. OVR lip sync from Oculus, which works well for simple avatars. NVIDIA's Audio Two-Face, which offers fine control over emotions. Or Epic's Metahuman Animator, which has recently evolved to work directly from audio input. Gesture synchronization brings everything together with natural body language. We can use pre-made animations for character movements, for example from Mixamo, or implement procedural generation for dynamic responses. And to ensure natural conversation, it is important to provide smooth transitions between different states. Bringing all these components together is where the real challenge lies. A typical integration might use Unreal Engine as the core platform, Metahuman for the avatar, OpenAI's tools for speech recognition and language processing, ElevenLabs for voice synthesis, Metahuman Animator for expressions, and Mixamo for gestures. There are platforms like InWorld and Convi that integrate many of these components, making it easier to get started. InWorld, which recently secured a significant $50 million investment, has been particularly innovative in this space. They provide a comprehensive solution that handles everything from conversation management to character personality development. However, it's worth noting they closed down public access for the time being. Convi is another notable platform. What's particularly interesting about Convi is how they've simplified the integration process for developers. They've essentially taken all those complex components we discussed, the speech recognition, language processing, emotional expression, and packaged them into a more accessible format. With existing integrations for Unity, Unreal, and NVIDIA Omniverse, they also support platforms such as Roblox. The field of conversational avatars is rapidly evolving, with new technologies and capabilities emerging regularly. As these systems become more sophisticated and accessible, we're likely to see them become increasingly prevalent in our daily lives, from customer service to education and entertainment. I'd like to thank you for your attention, and if there are any questions, I'm happy to discuss any aspect in more detail, whether it's the technical stack, platform choices, or specific use cases you're considering. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn if you'd like to continue the conversation. Thank you.
All right, and thank you, my very beautiful nephew from the virtual world. Just to hook in what Ruben was telling you before, my nephew mentioned something about the Metahuman being able to generate lip sync or mimic his face just from audio alone. This is something Unreal just released, so I'm going to show you a snippet of the video.
Released last year, Metahuman Animator enables everyone to create stunning facial animations from an actor's performance. Now we've expanded that toolset so you can animate metahumans using just the audio of a performance, making it easier than ever to bring your metahumans to life. Simply select the pre-recorded audio performance and hit process to generate full face animation on your metahuman. Nothing else is needed to create facial animation with accurate lip sync. It works with a variety of languages like French, bonjour, je m'appelle, and even non-verbal sounds. We've also included a batch processing capability, which means you can create facial animations for multiple language localizations in just a few clicks. We just can't wait to see what you do with this new feature.
So like you see, you only need audio right now. Of course, it's not going to be the same than having a real actor, having real facial expressions. But for generating content, this is a whole new world opening up. I don't think it can be done procedural yet, so you have to render it out. But I'm seeing this being possible in the near future. So if there are any questions about something where Ruben was talking about or something I was talking about, feel free to put them in the chat and I guess we'll wait a second to see if anyone has any questions. So thanks for listening. Thanks, Cedric. To answer the question about how far you are from live audio generation to real-time lip sync. So we are there already. The platforms I showed you, In-World AI and MoveAI. I already tested In-World AI last year, and it was near real time. There was some delay on it, but let's talk about like 1 or 2 seconds. Crazy if you think about the process it needs to be taken to get there. So I think we're basically there. It's just now about integrating all these things, and I think you can have a test with Convai. Convai is going to be real quick as well. The physics of material.
Yeah, I don't know really what you mean by manipulating the physics of a metahuman, but if you mean by it that you have more freedom in the body posture, then I can think of something, because right now there are only 3 body postures, I think: skinny, medium, and fat. So that's not really representative for a lot of people, I think. But you can make a custom mesh, I think, but I don't really have a straight answer for this, if that's what you mean, basically.
All right, yeah. So Chris, to answer your question, like 11 labs is crazy in the intonation and emotion to put it into a voice. This is something you also can like tweak and tune with these platforms, like which character should be have which emotion. But I think already it's quite amazing how you can tweak and tune. For example, for 11 labs, you can just say "says it angry" behind your prompt, and it's really gonna get the intonation. Now the next step is, of course, and that's something I didn't really talk about in the presentation, to react with the right intonation. So we need systems for that, and I don't think a normal LLM can like sense how we are feeling. Maybe facial expressions and stuff can give that away a bit better, but it's not integrated right now in these platforms.
And I see Mathieu made his question a little bit more clear. That is true. That is a thing that everyone says. You can spot a metahuman from miles away. Really true. The only thing I can think of you can change this a little bit is using a conformed mesh. It's basically exporting your metahuman out of Unreal Engine, then do a little bit of modeling on it in a 3D software package like Cinema 4D or Blender, where you can basically sculpt what you want, and you can make it look cartoonish if you want. You can have really sharp noses because a lot of the metahumans have basically this soft kind of nose shape, which a lot of people have, but some don't. So the conformed mesh is a little bit an answer of making a more unique metahuman, but you probably could still see it is a metahuman.
Right, maybe to answer the last question about Dutch-French speaking real time. So I think Dutch isn't a problem, but Flemish is. So if you train your voice, yeah, you can generate snippets quite real time, but you either sound really Dutch or really German. So that's where we're at right now. Maybe you have to put Lernout and Housepie back on track. All right, I think.
There's a couple more questions for you guys.
Live or okay. To answer Cedric's question, what do you think we should know for the coming 6, 12, 36 months? Yeah, that's always difficult, of course. But from my perspective, the MoveAI movement, so to speak, there are a lot of video-related mocap solutions popping up everywhere. So yeah, I'm guessing this will be getting better and better the following months.
And procedural animation, of course, as well. It's procedural animation. You see a lot of software popping up. It's not really integrated in the workflows we are using for Metahuman right now, but we're expecting that these technologies will slide into like just having procedural animation based on emotion, for example. It's coming up. We don't know when. We don't know when, of course.
And the last question, yeah, you can do real-time body animation. Basically, with the suit, you can. There are some video solutions, I think, as well, that can just recently do live body animation. But especially with the bodysuit like Rococo, you can do you can animate the Metahuman live in Unreal, and you can put him on a stage and let them be an actor in the suit and let them talk and walk like you want. Live.
Yeah, one more good question from Cedric. Do you think it's worth getting someone from MoveAI on stage here?
Yeah, for me, it left a little bit of a bad taste that they switched their pricing model, and it's 5,000 euros per year. I think that's very expensive. I think you should try first the single cam, because that's a lot less expensive. If that gets what you want, then you just try that. If you want to do a lot of animating, you should maybe try Rococo Suit or Xsense as well, because they do work great as well, and it's the same pricing for the
They
Rococo.
have cool software.
Yeah.
But it's getting expensive, yeah. All right.
Cool. All right. Thank you so much for your insights on that. Really cool project. I'm not sure if you mentioned it, and maybe I missed it, but when will the concert go live or be launched?
Yeah.
Or is it known?
We're working on it right now. It probably will be in the week of the 25th of November. But it's basically, like I said, the buggy Unreal editor for Fortnite that generates some problems, basically with the upload and the limits.
So in the next
it's been
weeks,
a real hassle, yeah. But we set ourselves the deadline at the week of the 25th. So I'm hoping it will be ready by then. Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Okay, great. Well, please keep us updated on that, because I would love to share it with our community as well, because it's very, very cool. If there's no more questions, I would like to close off this webinar, and thank you so much for sharing this project with us. In case someone has questions that come up later, feel free to share this with us and I will direct it to Ruben and Dries. Also good to know that there is a recording of this webinar which will be available in the same space that we are now. So you can share this with others who weren't here and would be interested in this. Then there are 2 upcoming XR Valley moments that I'd like to share with you. Next month in December, we invite a broad international audience to join Stereopsia in Brussels, which is the avant-garde XR event in Europe, really, the premiere. The event lasts 3 days, and we would love to see you there on the second day, specifically December 10th, where we will host several program items and would love to celebrate another great year in XR together. So I'm sharing the link to the event with you in the chat here. Feel free to check it out. And then the next Tech Espresso will be on January 16th. We've already compiled a calendar for next year up until the summer, and you can already register for those editions in the link I dropped here with all the dates. So I hope to see you there. And last but not least, in case you have any suggestions for topics to discuss in a future Tech Espresso, or you would like to showcase something yourself, please hit us up. We would love to know about it and share it with our community. Thank you so much for joining today, Dries and Ruben, and of course everyone viewing at home. We hope you learned something. I sure did. It was really cool conversation, and I hope to see you in the next edition. Thank you. Enjoy your evening and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.